Having you back on the CryptoQ Media channel is a pleasure. To all XRP investors, the last countdown to Ripple and the SEC's protracted war has officially started. A California court recently dismissed allegations that Ripple violated federal securities laws. Regarding the lawsuit that I believe was filed against XR in error, we are inching closer to a resolution. The SEC will address it in this video. Naturally, the CoinDesk issued a highly scathing piece on this news as soon as it surfaced. Everything that was already shocking about the news was turned upside down. I also have an interesting role to play inside the Ripple community and with XRP. Also, we've been making it clear that XRP would be using the same approach it did in 2017. In addition, we had a conversation with a German stock exchanger who articulates our views beautifully and shares them with us. We are also investigating many of the more fundamental possibilities for this to occur. However, I must confess that I have been creating stuff pertaining to cryptocurrency for a considerable amount of time. Silk Road has been around since its early days, and investors have been pouring money into it since 2017. And I must say, each and every one of you is absolutely delightful. The amount of help and appreciation I've gotten makes me question whether I've ever wanted a group of people. My point is that I share your desire for the success of XRP holders. Why? For the simple reason that Ripple and XRP are perpetually the objects of hostility and persecution. Like I said previously, I want XRP to keep doing stuff for a long time. It will be a magnificent day when it does what we anticipate and, more significantly, what the charts show. While it will bring joy to many, it will let down a few. Actually, there are communities where my YouTube channel ranks among the most popular for this specific subject. The XRP community is just as amazing as the Ripple community. People in the neighborhood still seem envious or something. Please know how much I hope you come out on top. And I am quite certain that you will. The time is running out, and that is the whole point of this movie. Addressing my distinguished audience, and naturally, well, then, I guess we can begin. The man behind the tale and the myth, Mr. Brad Garlinghouse, would be eternally grateful if someone could tell me how to get in touch with him. We will reach out to him. We have interviewed every single person or group involved in cryptocurrency projects, including the top 10, from developers and builders to organizations and people tokenizing real estate worth billions of dollars. Interviewing Brad or another Ripple member is something I'm really looking forward to. Please inform me if you are aware of any other XRP content providers with whom I may form a partnership. Regardless of size, the currency desk hurts. In the sake of transparency, let us note that the original story has been removed, and we will now be presented with a CoinDesk story, since the California judge rejected all charges that Ripple violated federal securities legislation. This is essentially a reporting gig for Stuart Daltrey. According to a New York District Court's ruling, XRP is not a security. One claim based on a comment made in 2017 is about to go to trial on a state law basis. A couple $100 went down the drain for the complainant, who didn't buy straight from Ripple and can't say for sure whether he heard the notice before trading. Truthfully, CoinDesk changed the story to say that a judge in California dismissed parts of a civil suit against Ripple and sent the remaining securities case to trial, while removing the previous story. Our anticipation of the cross-examination is palpable. The 4 class action lawsuits filed against Ripple were all dismissed by Judge Phyllis Hamilton of the U.S. District Court. However, Stewart, a relative of the company's top legal officer, was allowed to proceed to trial on one state law claim. The crypto company's request for summary judgment in a civil securities case was refused by a California judge. The lawsuit said that Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse had broken state securities laws in 2017. The judge rejected numerous other claims in the complaint, but the securities claim will proceed to trial in California. Ripple is no longer in the spotlight. The blame has fallen on Brad, who, by the way, should never have started this dispute. It seems like I've forgotten whatever podcast Brad Garlinghouse was on. However, I will not leave the link in the description until I locate it. The interview made me appreciate him more as a person with vast knowledge of the cryptocurrency sector and of CEOs in general, and I now understand how difficult it is to be a CEO. He joined the cause because he cared about Ripple, XRP, and the community, even though he didn't have to. He was unyielding in his refusal to budge from his original demand and instead insisted on accepting a pathetic sum from his counsel. Presumably, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse provided false information on the sale of securities in a 2017 television appearance. The case is now ready to be heard by the jury. Incidentally, concentrating on the most vulnerable aspect is the only rationale for pursuing a defendant in the class action securities lawsuit and the other 4 claims. On Thursday, Judge Phyllis Hamilton denied the allegations that were allegedly not filed. The dismissal of all class action claims by the California court has made Ripple's chief legal officer delighted. During trial, we will resolve the one and only outstanding matter pertaining to state law. Apparently, the argument that Brad Garlinghouse was in violation of California securities laws due to his fraudulent representation of being massively long XRP has been made in the lawsuit. Oh, dear. Seriously, this is ridiculous. It seemed like we were clinging to a straw as we sold millions of XRP on various cryptocurrency exchanges throughout 2017. To shift gears, let me remind you of the recent victory we spoke about in terms of agreement. Everyone is in agreement about the Ethereum development and the need for a development suite. The Ethereum team, technology providers, and industry heavyweights have reason to rejoice today, as they have recently announced a major triumph. We have been informed by the SEC's Enforcement Division that their investigation into ETH 2.0 is nearing completion. This follows the recent dismissal of 2 workers and the departure of their chief executive officer. Any allegations brought by the SEC regarding the status of ETH sales as security transactions will not be entertained. Even if this does lead to a settlement, they will be relying on very little evidence. After the Coinbase news broke, Brad Garlinghouse did, in fact, come out and offer some clarification, as many have seen and even highlighted. Several headlines have presented misleading or inaccurate information regarding yesterday's ruling by the California judge in the class action lawsuit against XRP. When people mess up and try to rectify it, it makes me happy. It would be completely pointless if I could tag each and every one of them. Give me a chance to be really clear. This is a win for all class action lawsuits. All of the class action claims in the lawsuit were denied. No change or rejection of the idea that XRP is not a security in and of itself is made or implied by the decision. Per our earlier agreement, all allegations that Ripple's selling of XRP violated federal securities laws were rejected by the California court in its ruling. We have already stated our belief that Ripple will play a critical role in establishing American technical dominance, and now they are seeking to go public. That brings the video to a close. Please subscribe for my benefit. Depart, muchas gracias.